Have you ever wondered, what is the soul? I mean, is it just a poetic idea, or is it a real, actual part of who we are? Well, in this explainer, we're going to dive deep into an ancient text that gives some surprisingly specific answers to those exact questions. We're talking about what the soul is, where you can find it, and what it's really all about. So, to get this exploration started, we're going to frame our whole journey around three key questions. These are the very same questions that our source text asks, which you can see right there on the screen in Telugu. All right, so here they are. What is the soul? Where is it? And what is it actually like? These three questions are going to be our roadmap. So let's jump right in with that first one. What exactly is this thing we call the soul? Okay, so first up, the definition. According to this text, the soul, or Atman, isn't some physical object. It's described as a conscious, knowledge-filled energy. And this introduces a really powerful idea right from the get-go. You are not your body. The body is just a vehicle, a place for the real you, the soul, to do its thing. Okay, so the soul is a type of energy. But what does that actually look like? What's its form? What kind of power are we really talking about here? The text gives us this incredibly simple yet powerful image. It describes the soul as a single, shining point of white light, kind of like a tiny star glowing in the vast cosmos of your own being. Now, this is where it gets really fascinating. This slide breaks down two different kinds of energy the soul has. There's its light, which is its natural essence, just its radiant state of being. But then it also has might, which acts like a protective energy shield. It's an active defense that keeps any outside vibrations from messing with its pure nature. And the source gets even more specific. It actually pinpoints the soul's location right to the center of the forehead, exactly where a tilak is traditionally worn. It says its form is infinitesimally small, and its very nature is holy, pure, and true. But, and this is the key, you can't see it with your physical eyes. It's something that can only be known through inner experience. So, if the soul is this tiny, powerful point of light, what's actually happening inside of it? Let's take a peek at the internal world it contains. This slide lays it out perfectly. And honestly, the best way to picture it is like one of those Russian nesting dolls. The soul is the biggest doll, the ultimate container. Then, inside of that, you've got the mind. And inside the mind is the intellect. And stored deep within that intellect are our samskaras, which are basically the deep-seated impressions left behind by all of our past actions and experiences. It's this whole internal setup that allows the soul to interact with the physical world. It uses the mind as its main tool, kind of like the steering wheel that it uses to navigate and control the body. But this inner world isn't something that just appeared. Oh no. According to our source, it has a history that stretches back an almost unimaginable amount of time. Yeah, that number you're seeing, it's pretty staggering. The source claims the soul has been in this cycle of birth and death for 198 crore years. Now, for anyone unfamiliar, a crore is 10 million. So we're talking about 1,980,000,000 years. That's a really, really long time. And over this incredible stretch of time, the soul has been caught in this continuous loop. It enters a body, lives a life, does things that create karmic residue, and then leaves at death, only to do it all over again. With every single lifetime, another layer of this karmic gunk is said to build up, kind of like layers of dust and grime slowly covering up a brilliant diamond. So this brings us to the body itself. What is this physical thing that the soul lives in? Well, the source text describes it as a kind of prison or bondage. It's something that lets the soul act in the world, but at the same time, it confines it. The physical body, it says, is made up of these 5 great elements: sky or ether, air, fire, water, and earth. And in this way of looking at things, these aren't just materials, they're the fundamental building blocks of everything physical. And here's the paradox. The very elements, like water and earth, that give the body its stability and its substance, they're also what trap the soul in worldly pleasures and sensory experiences. This constant pull of the physical world is what ends up hiding the soul's true enlightened nature from itself. And this all leads to the central problem. The soul is the actual master of the body, the one in charge, but it's completely unaware of this fact. It gets so identified with this temporary physical form that it forgets its own eternal, powerful nature. So, if the soul is basically trapped in this state of ignorance, is there a way out? How does one break free from this and finally know the truth of what's going on? The fundamental mistake, as the text describes it, is really just a case of mistaken identity. We pour all of our time and energy into the external self, the body we can see and touch, thinking that it's the only reality, while totally ignoring the true, eternal self that's within. And so, the text leaves us with a direct challenge. It's urging us to shift our focus away from the temporary vessel, the body, and to start the real work, discovering our true ultimate nature. The journey, it seems, isn't about maintaining the physical, but about remembering that brilliant, eternal star of light that we've all forgotten is shining inside.